Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from whatever you're watching this channel. I'd like to start this session by appreciating you so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. William Samoei Ruto has continued to receive criticism from countries within East Africa. There is a tweet that was shared by one Twitter handler or one ex-handler by the name Duncan Abigaba. And Duncan Abigaba was reacting to what William Ruto told the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, because there is that talk of Zelensky establishing a grain hub in the port of Mombasa, big one that will supposed to alleviate the East African countries from food crisis or food shortage. So Duncan Abigaba was reacting to that message. So before I get into this tweet from Duncan Abigaba, because there is a tweet from William Samoei Ruto, and then there's a reaction from Duncan Abigaba, and then there is a reaction from Pauline Njoroge, who's the person who shared this tweet. So let me first of all bring you up to speed with why Duncan Abigaba could have shared this tweet. One, you understand that William Samoei Ruto is not in the country. He had gone to the US, those UN meetings, UNGA meetings, and the like. So during those meetings, he met Zelensky, and then they had a roundtable meeting, whereby in that roundtable meeting, there was also the CS for Foreign Affairs, Alfred Mtua, was also in attendance. And then during that meeting, also there's a video that surfaced where Alfred Mtua was clearly looking at William Samoei Ruto as he was busy making a statement. And in that video, there was talk that someone was saying that Alfred Mtua hakuwa anaamini ile kitu William Ruto anasema. To him, he saw it as if it was a lie, because there was that statement William Samoei Ruto made of 5 million daytime people who use Nairobi on a day-to-day basis, 5 million, and then at night 4 million. So there was that issue.
You know, Nairobi has 5 million people during the day and 4 million at night. So there's a whole 1 million people who come in and out of Nairobi every day. That poses a very significant challenge on the transport.
So I want us to go straight to these tweets first of all, before we can talk further about this analysis. So first, this is what William Samoei Ruto said. In New York, United States held talks with Ukraine President Zelensky, who committed to establishing a grain hub in the port of Mombasa to address food shortage in East Africa. That is what William Samoei Ruto account shared. That is the ex-handle account. And then immediately, Duncan Abigaba responded. This is what Duncan Abigaba said. Uganda has nowhere to sell her excess milk, eggs, bananas, etc. And then there is President William Ruto forcing a food shortage on East Africa. Mr. President, hii ni shida ya Kenya peke yake. Kenya isn't East Africa. Carry your Zelensky cross alone. Carry your Zelensky cross alone. You see, this tweet, first of all, I will want to attack it from two angles. The first angle is this. Zelensky is pro-Biden. That's what you know. That is available in the public domain. Zelensky supported by Biden. But who supports Russia? MUSEVENI supports Russia's cause. Does not support Zelensky, even though MUSEVENI has not come out publicly to reject Zelensky or support Zelensky. But the truth of the matter is that MUSEVENI went to Russia. And we talked about that trip in our previous analysis. We don't want to go back to those informations, but you understand that more than 2 months ago, Museveni was in Russia for a Putin's call, but Ruto did not. So for William Ruto to come to engage Zelensky to come and set up a port here in Mombasa, you know, what we call a grain hub in the port of Mombasa, alafu your grain hub is supply food to Uganda, is supply food to all those East African countries. That will mean those countries that are showing indication of supporting Putin wataonekana ni kama wamedefy Putin, because there is a trade war here. To be honest, there is a trade war. You know, one faction talking about don't do business with that person, another faction says don't do business with that faction. So that is what is going on right now. That is the global war that we are actually finding ourselves engulfed in. So as much as but again, we know that Museveni said previously when he was reacting to Biden, told Biden, Sisi here in Uganda, we don't, your enemies are not our enemies. It doesn't have, your enemies doesn't have to necessarily be our enemies. So Uganda was reacting to certain remarks by Biden wakati ambao alinyimwa ile loan, you know. So I said I want to attack this thing from two angles. So first angle is this beef between Putin and Zelensky. That's the reason why it is not going to work. You know, this Mombasa, this hub, the grain hub in Mombasa port to supply Uganda. Uganda will not want anything to do with that business. So that's what I make of this reaction from Duncan Abigaba. So from the second angle, you see, Duncan talks about excess milk, excess eggs, excess bananas. That Uganda has these items in excess and many others. So you remember there was that circular about importation of milk, I don't know, banning of certain milk, powder milk. There was that kind of debate, you know. And then, because William Ruto was saying that vitus are local, ziwe traded locally, we can only export, we don't import. So this milk issue, you know, milk ni from the allegation that Uhuru akona farm, a milk farm in or a milk factory or milk company in Uganda. So the move of Kenya Kwanza to ban ile milk kuja hivi was to financially choke Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's company, so that company does not survive, because the idea was maziwa kule inaletwa huku, alafu you see there was some kind of debate there. I didn't follow much about that debate, but there was some issue here with the milk na nini, alafu unajua Ruto aliban ile importation of hizi vitu zingine. So that's why Duncan is coming here and saying that the issue of food insecurity ni yenu wenyewe, sio sisi. It's not our issue. And first of all, Kenya is not East Africa, so Kenya should talk about Kenya, not East Africa. You know, there was that. You see, what I see with the Biden, I think Biden is trying to position William Ruto for a Africa head, East Africa head, those kind of position. That's why you find that many people are now saying that he's a darling of the West. People say Kenya is now a puppet of the US. Watu wanaongea mambo mengi sana. But the truth of the matter is that Biden finds peace in William Ruto because William Ruto has supported the agenda of the West. It's needless for me to talk about LGBTQ here. It's not what I wanted to talk about because we already addressed it in the other forum. So for this forum, it's only the issue of what Zelensky is planning to do in the port of Mombasa and the reaction from Duncan Abigaba regarding what is supposed to be done. So Uganda literally saying sisi hatutaki hiyo port yenu ya grain hub, hatuitaki kabisa. Hiyo grain hub ni issue yenu, address your own issue. Ni nyinyi ndio mna food shortage, so address it on your own. So that is a middle finger on the Kenya affair. Uganda president and William Ruto have been buddies for long. What is that? The infighting now will now escalate because first, you remember the African Climate Summit, Museveni hakuja, There was no apology, there was nothing, there was no representative, but yeye hakuja. This tweet from Duncan Abigaba, I think it's ina expose vitu vingine vingi ambao watu hawakujua, na because ina expose vitu vingi ambao watu hawakujua, that's why Pauline Njoroge shared it, and in Pauline Njoroge's tweet she only said we, and that was it. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to rest my case there, but I'm kindly urging you to go to your comment section and offer your reaction to what Uganda told Kenya. And do you support what Uganda told Kenya? Just tell us below the comment section there. And also to those people who have not subscribed to this channel, I'd like to kindly encourage you to subscribe to this channel, give this video a like, and you can also share our video. To those people who have supported this channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel, I want to tell you here that I'm forever grateful for that support. Without you, this channel cannot grow. So until you catch up again, please stay safe and stay blessed.